I shall reconvene the meeting and ask Shad to prepare it. Make it a good one, Shad. Thank you. So we'll move to, there's no apologies, no late items, there's no confidential business to be transferred, there's no change in the order of business. Any declarations of interest? There are none. Item 7, the business, 7.1. Jeremy, you can take it through the table and stipulate documents, please. Yeah, I think. So, can you review that? Can you hear me now? Yep. Do I need the microphone? Okay. So we'll do this in staccato because I've got a massive toe back. So
we've lost Jeremy's sound.
You're on mute, Matty.
Try that now. Start again, Jeremy.
Okay, so I started off by saying that the adoption of the LGP as a play in free arts. We approve the CD, we get it audited, and then we adopt it. Last Monday, you as council adopted the supporting documentation.
And you approved the consultation document. Both of those resolutions were subject to any further changes required by audits or things that we've picked up. That means that last Monday we didn't get the final audit opinion, and therefore we haven't adopted the CD yet. During the time that audit have been advising of their final changes, we've also been looking through the documents and correcting a few mistakes, just typographical errors, that sort of thing, and responding to what you asked for in last week's council meeting, reordering of consultation items and a few things like that. That process carried on after we adopted the agenda, after we printed the agenda on Wednesday night. So we've now got 2 sets of changes for you to look at, and we'll get to that in a second. In the meantime, there's been 1 or 2 changes to the financial statements. And because they're interlinked and complicated, we've given you in the agenda a completely new version of what was attachment 7 last week and is attachment 3 in this report. So we're re-adopting the complete set of financial statements. There were some changes there around the loss on divestment of the waters assets. It was recorded as 2.5, not 2.1. So we made that correction. That rolls through a number of different documents. There was a couple of pieces of that financial statements which were missing. So we've added those back in. They were prepared before, but they were missing. So rather than try and feed you pages on that, the complete set of financial statements which you adopted last week is reissued as attachment 3 this week to be re-adopted. So what we need to do today is, first of all, Resolution B, wherever I've got that, effectively adopts that part of the supporting documents again. So the financial statement. Then we've tabled new Resolution C and C+. That shows all the changes from the consultation document you looked at last Monday and approved to the one on this agenda, and that's the C resolution, and then to the tabled pages which are in front of you, which is the C plus resolution. Shows all those changes from last Monday up to today's date. Once you've approved those as C and C plus, effectively we've got an approved consultation document. At that stage, we can hand it over to the auditors and they can offer their audit opinion. That's it for me, Mr. Chair.
Okay, just checking everyone can hear. Okay. So, are there any questions of Jeremy before we move to the resolutions? There are not. So, in front of us, we have A, and then we've got B, and then C is replaced to the by a new C with all of the detail of the amendments, and we then have a new C plus, which approves the tabled additional and amended disclosures in the consultation document. I'm happy to move A, B, the new C and C plus. Shad has seconded. Any questions or queries? If there are not, I'll put that. All those in favour say aye. Show your hand. Against? Carried.
I'll invite Leon Pisi and Tracy forward just to talk about the audit opinion.
Welcome, Tracy, and welcome to Leon.
Good afternoon. I've just come here right now to keep Leon company, but also, this was a slightly unusual audit in that we are the first and may yet still be the only council that have adopted a waters out CD under the current legislation. This proved a bit of new ground, I think, and I just wanted to thank Leon and Anton and Marie and their team for all of the work they did liaising with Wellington to make this successful. Leon.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I have to agree. This was fun, and slightly stressful. Yeah. So the OAG was not always convinced you should go ahead, but I mean, you made a decision, and we're at this point. And in the end, we issue a clean audit opinion, meaning that we're comfortable that the consultation document provides an efficient basis or effective basis for consultation, and that the underlying information is reasonable. We added 3 emphasis of matters just to draw some attention to some of the uncertainties. The first one is about the water reforms and the change in government, which might cause us some concern in future. The external funding available for future capital projects, and of course, capital program delivery. So these last 2 were in previous consultation document audit reports as well. Shouldn't be a surprise. I don't really have much more to say. I think we've spent about half an hour already together, but if there are any questions, I'm more than comfortable taking them.
Okay, thanks, Leon. Any questions in terms of Leon? There are not. Okay, if we can move then to recommendation D, to receive the audit opinion. We have that before us. If I can have a mover and seconder for that, please. Anne and Shad. If there's nothing further, I'll put that. All those in favour? Against? Carried. Jeremy.
That means we now have an approved and audited consultation document, which means that the last step now is to adopt it formally. to go out for consultation. There shouldn't be any more amendments. You could possibly even delete the piece in, because you've approved it through C and C+, you could probably delete the bits after the first comma and before the second comma, so that you are now adopting the audited consultation document for public consultation using the special consultative procedure pursuant to section 93 and 93A of the Local Government Act. And then the final resolution is to give delegated authority to Marty to make any necessary minor drafting or presentation amendments. We have none up our sleeve. So what we have got in front of you now with all the changes is it. And unless there's anything coming from the floor, we intend pressing go on the print button within minutes after the meeting.
Okay, any questions in terms of Shad?
I just want to, given we met and we discussed this last week, I do want to thank the team for working through those suggested amendments that the Commission have put forward, but also those, and take the point that Jeremy's raised about the amendment to E, given they've had a week to work through finalising and working through those minor changes. So I do want to acknowledge, I suppose, all the work and also audit in terms of getting us to this point. It is different in the sense that, you know, we're kind of the first cab off the rank. I was talking to a friend of the family who's a councillor down in Palmerston North, and she was really interested in how we were treating waters, given they were just about to work through their process. But yeah, so just really wanted to make some acknowledgements really to staff and to the team.
Thanks, Shad. And I'd just like to reiterate the comments you've made, both for the staff and the Audit New Zealand team. Well done, right to the wire, but nevertheless really appreciated in terms of that level of commitment to get us to this stage for approval. Any other questions or comments online?
Bill, can I echo those thanks to staff and thanks to Leon. I think we've taken a sensible approach to this, and really appreciate the work that he's done, particularly around the OAG, who was less than convinced at the beginning. But I think we've got a good way forward.
Yep. No, thanks, Anne. Leon.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. I forgot to say thanks. Your management and staff are really excellent to work with. Really appreciated it. We had some really robust discussions, but a strong working relationship. Thank you very, very much.
Okay, so E, and the suggestion with the amendment by the tweaking by Jeremy. So E would read, adopts the audited consultation document, in brackets attachment 4, for public consultation using the special consultative procedure pursuant to section 93 and section 93A of the Local Government Act 2002. And there's no changes to F. So
Happy to move.
Thanks, Anne. I'm happy to, Stephen's happy to second. If there's nothing further, I will put those recommendations. All those in favour?
Aye.
Show a hand. Against? Carried. Okay, well that completes the meeting. There's no late items, and we'll now be heading for printing and going out for consultation. I haven't forgotten. I'm coming to that. Shad, would you like to close the closing character here, please?
Kia ora, Bill. Tātou katoa ko hutahi nei, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Nō reira, kia nui tātou. E te atua anei anō rā mātou I huitahi nei, ka tuku anō rā ngā whakamaumiti ngā whakawhetai ki a koe. Toro mai rā tōringa kaha kirungi a mātou. Hei āwhina nei, hei tohu nei a mātou. Nō reira, te atua tēnei mātūne, tēnei ki a koe. Korore katoa ngā tapu. Āmani.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the afternoon. Meeting closed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.